Hello everybody and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about this subject that many have been asking me for. But actually I truly think that people have been asking me for because I had mentioned this a lot in my videos. I talk about it in many of my videos. Actually a couple of days ago I did the video of the esophagus and the stomagus, and I mentioned this in that video as well. We're going to be talking about the Yacente Syndrome. I actually tried to find a good translation for this word in English, but it was impossible. But let me tell you what the word Yacente refers to. The word Yacente refers to a sculpture of a lying person. In short words, it's a sculpture of a dead person. And when we have the Yacente Syndrome, we're actually talking about somebody that is carrying a dead person on top of them. Today in this video, you're gonna learn about the types of Yacente that there are, the characteristics of the Yacente. We're gonna talk about the professions and the names that are associated, as well as the diseases that are associated with this syndrome. You could be a Yacente, but that doesn't mean that you may have all of these symptoms, all of these characteristics or diseases or professions or names. But if you have all of this, we need to work on this because this will give you freedom. Because the person that feels that it's carrying this dead body on top of them is really struggling in life. So let's talk about it. So the Yacente Syndrome is a term that was most popularized by Dr. Salomon Sellam. He's an expert on clinic psychomatic therapy. He has a great book, and in this book he explains this syndrome very well. The name in Spanish of this book is El Síndrome del Yacente, un hijo sutil de reemplazo, which in English will be the Yacente Syndrome, a very subtle way of replacement of a child. So imagine that is a replacement of a child. So what is truly this? Is a child that comes to replace somebody in the family. So when we think about it, when somebody dies in the family, we live this shock. Sometimes this death is not supposed to be there. This is not intent. People were not ready. This was uncertain. They didn't know that this person was going to die. So this creates a shock. But also, even when we knew that the person was going to die, the person was deteriorating, and we are kind of prepared for this. Unfortunately, we're not really good with the death, because death means pain for us. Death means separation. In many cases, death means abandonment. So we are not really good with death. We don't like it and we don't cope very well. So when somebody dies, that creates this shock in the person, and the person feels they can mourn this person well. They cannot do the correspondent way of letting go of this person. This creates a blockage. And sometimes the blockage is not just in one person, it's a whole family that it's completely blocked by the way maybe the person died, or the unexpected that this death happened. So what happens is, like we always say, right? When one goes, another one comes. So it always is another one that comes to replace this person. So you may be pregnant, and you were pregnant, and then your dad passed, and then is a child already that it's ready there to replace your father. That is actually my case, and that we call it the vertical Yacente. The vertical Yacente is when somebody dies and that baby comes and replaces that family member. In my case, for example, my grandfather passed in October. Next year in May, I was born. So I am a vertical Yacente because I came unconsciously or consciously, depends of how you wanted to see it, to replace my grandfather. But actually, I don't have all of these characteristics. I don't have the syndrome. I may have one only, and I will talk about it in a minute, but I really truly don't have this. But it does means that this person comes and replace. But for this rule to comply, the baby didn't meet this person. So the baby never was in contact with this family member. Like in my case, he died in October and I was born in May. And then we have the horizontal Yacente. Well, this one is the one that I see in consultations a lot. This one is the heavy weight, like I like to call it, because it's a very heavy weight on people. The horizontal Yacente talks about a mother that has lost a child by miscarriage or abortion, or maybe the baby born, but days after or a month after passed. And then we were born to replace that baby. This one is the one that I see the heavy weight on people. This is the one that affects people the most, because they feel that they have a heavy weight on top of them. Because what happens is when the mother loses a baby, they don't recognize this baby most of the time. They don't name this baby. They don't give this baby a place in the family. So let's say this is your first pregnancy, you lose this baby, and now you're pregnant again, but the second baby was born. But you gave this second one the first place, when actually he's the second. But because this one was not recognized, was not even given a name to this baby, this one comes to replace a dead baby. And that is where the conflicts comes, because this baby feels always in the wrong place in life. That's how they live life, in the wrong place. They always feel that they're not well positioned, maybe even in their job, in their family, because they've been taken at somebody else's place. And that's actually how they even feel. They feel like I've been taking somebody's place, not my place. So when we lose a baby, we need to be conscious of this. We need to give the baby a place in the family. We need to name this baby. We need to do the proper barrier for this baby. So then the next one after doesn't carry with all this syndrome on top of them. I saw not long ago John Legend and his wife. They lost the third baby. They have two babies, but the third one, they lost the baby. They did a beautiful job. I mean, I can't talk enough about them because I just feel that it's amazing what they've done. They give this baby a name. They talk about this baby all the time with their kids. Their kids talk about this baby. So they have honored this baby and they give this baby a place in their family. So this is amazing. But when this doesn't happen and the other one comes after, this is when the problems start for these people. So also the other problem is when it's two babies. So you're pregnant with twins, but only one borns. So this one that actually borns is the one that tends to buy everything in twos. They even have two phones, two computers, even two jobs. They even look for, unconsciously, of course, for boyfriends or girlfriends. They are born in the same day that they were born. Their names may be the same. Maybe it's Claudia and Claudio, names like that. So they tend to do that. But they also carry with the Yacente Syndrome with them. So what are the characteristics for these people? Well, There are people that live life in a sadness, in a very deep, profound sadness. They don't even know why they're sad. They don't know why they feel this way, but they are in this way. There are also people that tend to dress in black. And I'm laughing because this is not my characteristic. You have seen me in many videos. I dress in many other colors. But today, unconsciously, when I was getting dressed, I decided to put black, and when I look in the mirror, I thought, oh, great, well, we honoring this subject. So they tend to dress in black, they tend to be a bit more gothic, they like to do stuff that has to do with the death, they love to go to cemeteries, they love flowers, they love to be awake at night but sleep during the day. There are people that talk very, very quiet. They talk in a very, very lower voice constantly. And there are people that feel that they're living a life that is not theirs. They actually tell you all the time. They feel this heavy weight on their shoulders all the time. They feel like if somebody was on top of them, they even tell me. And there are also people that feel that they don't deserve pleasure in life. That's another characteristic. So also the professions that the people choose unconsciously have to do with the syndrome. There are professions that has to do with the death or saving life. So doctors, nurses, paramedics, all of those professions have to do with saving life. But again, like I said, you may be a nurse, but you may not have this syndrome. You may not even have none of this, what I'm talking about, but you are a nurse. That's what I say. You need the whole package. You need more than one characteristic. You need more than just a profession to have the syndrome or to be a Yacente. There are also professions that have to do with the sky, pilots, flight attendants, driving instructors, people that work in cemeteries, in funerary homes, people that work in cold places, very cold places like where the meat is stored, stuff like that. What else? What are the names related then to the Yacente? The names are angel names or saint names. But be careful here, because your mom may have been called an angel name. Well, let's do it with a saint. Your dad his name is Paul, and you being Paul, that doesn't mean you're a Yacente, but I will look in before daddy if that happens, because I actually see this a lot on sessions. When I see your family tree, I can see when it's children missing, when it's family members missing. Although you may not say it, I will see it, because it's all perfect. And like we said before, when one goes, another one comes. So when I see that, when numbers don't add up to me, I always say to people, the numbers don't add up. I can see when it's a baby missing, when it's a child missing in the family, when it's an unborn baby in the family. Names also with flower names: Daisy, Rose, Margaret, Tulip, I don't know, names with flower names. Those are also indicate there could be a baby that hasn't born before you. And also the names with double letters, like Tommy, Emma, Anna with double N, Emma with double M, Tommy with double M. Annabelle, I have actually seen this personally, somebody that has lost 2 babies And the name of the third baby, which that one was born, Annabella, was with double N and with double L. So those names also indicates, but maybe your mom is called Emma, you are Emma, mom is Emma. Then I will also look at the family tree completely to see where are the missing babies there, because it's missing babies there, that's for sure. So also the diseases that are related to the Yacente Syndrome. Well, one is overweight and obesity, and I'm gonna leave the link here. That one, because you're carrying a dead body on top of you, so sometimes you have more kilos than your own age, and I don't know how to do this in pounds, and I don't know how to do this in stones, so you have to do the math, convert your weight in pounds in kilos, and with that number, if that number is bigger than your age and all your life you've been overweight, then also I will look for the Yacente on you. Also bruxism, when somebody is grabbing their teeth, tightening their teeth, is people also they are holding their words. They don't want to say everything they want to say. They're holding a lot of rage sometimes on top of them. They just stuff that they can't truly say. But also I will look for the Yacente Syndrome on them. And also diabetes, and I'm gonna leave the link here, because diabetes has to do with the sugar, with joy, with energy, all of that the dead person doesn't have. Depression and bipolar disease. Depression, because like I said before, the person feels all the time in this complete sadness, this deep, profound sadness, and they don't even know why. They shouldn't be depressed, but they always feel depressed since they were little. They have this. Some people even born and then don't even cry. So those things have to do with the Yacente Syndrome and bipolar disease also, because the person doesn't know who they are. Am I a dead person or am I a live person? Which one I am? And this is something, like I said, that we live unconsciously, but it's there and it's causing a lot of struggles for the person. Also trypophobia, and I'm gonna leave it here. I did so much research about this subject. I'm so proud of this because I talked to more than 50 people with trypophobia. We got to the root cause, and trypophobia has a lot to do with the unborn babies, the repetition of this in the family tree. And I have seen how people have completely healed from trypophobia just in one consultation, because we went to the family tree, we localized all of those unborn babies. The math did add up now, and we work with all of them, and they actually can see photos, no problem. Hemorrhoids, and I'm gonna leave you the link here. Hemorrhoids also has to do with conflicts of identity, conflicts of not knowing who I am most of the time. People with hemorrhoids also are people, sometimes they have twins. They're actually two born twins, and their name is Maria and I am Claudia, and they keep calling me Maria, but I am Claudia, but they keep calling me my sister's name. And that also creates identity problem. But also when it's a Yacente on top of them, they don't know what place they have. And like I said, also with the stomaches, and I leave it here, stomaches, and with the esophagus problems, all the digestive system problems, also tells us about identity issues, who I am, what's my place in this family, what's my child number in this family. I am not the second, I am the third. but they keep telling me I am the second, but I know I am the third, unconsciously, right? And arteriosclerosis is another one that is related to the Yacente. So, like I said before, for this we need a whole package. A whole package, not just one thing. Oh, I have trypophobia. Well, if it's trypophobia, I'm telling you now, it's repetitions of the unborn children. But if it's bruxism you have, but also you like black, but if it's many things, I will definitely truly check. I mean, I had many patients that came to me, and I will look at the family tree and say, it's children missing. This doesn't add up. That when you show me your family tree, I can see all of that. And I remember that I had a session with somebody a couple of weeks ago, and I said to her, has your mom had an abortion or a miscarriage before you? And she's like, not that I'm aware. I said, it's just not adding up. It's just not adding up. The number of children doesn't add up. The number of family members doesn't add up. I said, and for all of the symptoms you have, I think you actually have the Yacente Syndrome, and I think truly that your mom has lost the baby. I said, listen, go and ask your mom and let's see what she says. Because let's remember also the abortions or miscarriages is something that we don't share most of the time, just like we don't share sexual abuse or incest in the family, because this has this stigma on it, right? Anyways, so she went, asked her mother, and her mother confirmed what I was telling her. And she did have a miscarriage before, but she never mentioned this to her or to anybody. So it was beautiful, because in that same moment her mom said this to her. She said, I understood everything there, Claudia. I knew I was not in the right place, she told me. It feels like she took weight out of my shoulders. And it's amazing for me personally to see how in one consultation only some people can just be free, because that's also another thing that they tell me. I feel freer now. So for me, it's amazing, beautiful, and I am so grateful to be part of this, to be the one that was able to show them why they were suffering all their lives and not knowing, why they are suffering with depression of their lives, why they're suffering with all of this, because they didn't know, because maybe mom never mentioned this, or mom didn't feel this should share. And this, I have many stories like her, when I know just by looking at the family tree that it's people missing there. Well, I hope this video has helped you. Like I always say, invest in yourself. In this case, if you have many of the texts and you say, yeah, I take so many, just one session, that's all you need to be able to get free and feel free. And like I always say, until next time, and I see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.